The honeymoon, the honeymoon is over. They say that the honeymoon period on average lasts from 6 months to a year. So after you get married, there's a period of bliss where there's a lot of romance, a lot of passion, a lot of new things. And that applies to a marriage, but that applies to any new thing in your life. The honeymoon period. On average, the honeymoon period lasts 6 months to 1 year. Then human nature is you begin to get tired of things, and the only way to overcome that is commitment. And obviously, when it comes to dealing with another person, there's a lot of other variables because you can't commit for someone else. But when I'm speaking about the honeymoon period tonight, I'm not just talking about a relationship. I'm talking about anything new that you do in life, whether it's a new job, a new house, moving to a new state, buying a new car, living a new lifestyle, a new diet. Anything new will eventually get tiresome. Okay. So how do you push past this feeling of human nature that you will be battling your entire life? Your entire life, you are battling human nature. You know, there's a scripture that says, like, you're not at war with people, but like with like thoughts and principles and things like that. And that's what it is. I mean, to live your best life, it requires a level of wrestling with your spirit to discipline yourself, to push past resistance, to go further than an average person. Why do I give statistics like the average life expectancy is 80? The average person changes jobs every 4 years. The average person gets divorced after 10 years. Why do I give averages? Because that's what you use as a measurement to evaluate, are you below average, average, or above? None of those things necessarily define you as a person, but it's something you're mindful of so that you can, measure a goal. What's the difference between someone who's overweight and someone who's conscious of their health? Someone who measures the food ingredients, someone who reads the back of food labels. Again, my mom's overweight. I love her. I think she's one of the biggest blessings in my life. So it's not about if you even fail and if you're below average. That doesn't define who you are. Okay. But if you are someone like I am, that you're trying to do the best you can to live your best quality life, because you realize that when you don't strive to do your best, you will suffer more mentally, physically, and emotionally. So you can have compassion, you can be a loving person, but your mental health can suffer, your physical health can suffer, and your relationships can suffer because you're not putting any effort into living your best life. And I've met people like that, and I don't judge them. However, I'm not an emotional doormat. I'm not going to be guilt tripped. I'm not going to be pity partied. I'm not your therapist. I'm not your enabling mother. I'm not your abusive father. I am me, okay? And I am confident enough within myself, because I've done the own work of my life, that I'm not better than anyone, but I'm also not beneath anyone, okay? And the honeymoon period with me and unhealthy relationships lasts as soon as I see it. The honeymoon period with me in Florida has already been over, because I've been here for about 2 years. However, the reason I'm able to push past it is a couple reasons. One is I did the research and I visited before I came, and I know what I'm not missing and what I am missing. Okay. However, I also keep a level of flexibility, because I know every August and September hurricane season comes. Just like in New Jersey, every February and March is the worst of winter. Okay. So, no matter what you have in life, even your perfect state or your perfect relationship, you're going to have periods where it's the bad season. Okay. So how do you determine if you should divorce that thing or that person or ride it out? Well, like I say, I think in life, flexibility gets you past the honeymoon. Like I say, unless you're going to have children, I don't think you should get married. What are you getting married for? To put a document on paper? I don't know. I even think about that buying a house. That's why I'm taking so long to decide. I think about that buying a car, because I think beyond the purchase, beyond the high, beyond the honeymoon period, beyond the climate control, even though I want that, what's going to happen after that? Because after 6 months, you're still stuck with 6 years worth of car payments. After, moving into a house, you're still stuck with 20 or 30 years worth of payments. So see beyond the honeymoon. What do you really want to commit to? If you don't know what you want to commit to, don't commit. Why? Because guys, the honeymoon period is always going to end, okay? Some people, it'll last longer than others, okay? Some things you will like better than other people. You are on an individual journey, okay? We all are. Like, we connect through similar interests and similar goals. Well, at least positive people. The negative people kind of just look for their voice to be heard, and then if it's not heard loud enough, they destroy. And I'm okay with that because I know what life is. However, again, I'm not going to be emotionally bullied by people because they're insecure, they're not taking care of themselves. Because I've seen that all my life. When someone else doesn't want to take care of themselves and they don't want to go to a support group, they don't want to work on their physical, mental health, or emotional health, they want me to carry them for them. They expect me to save them. Now, go F yourself. I mean, come on, man. What type of deranged mind wants someone else to fix their life? I mean, it's a nasty mind. And I've experienced that with older people, younger people, and anonymous trolls online. Okay. So when does that honeymoon period with me end and that type of person? Almost immediately, because I let that honeymoon period last with my father for years. Like, I thought he could change. I thought he could reform. But 10 years passed and like we get in arguments. I'm like, this guy's still the same. People pretty much are who they are. Okay. So sometimes where you'll get yourself in trouble with the honeymoon period is, you'll see some good in someone, but you're also going to see like some bad. And that's okay, because everything has good and bad. Florida has good and bad. People have good and bad. Buying stuff has good and bad. You're evaluating. Everything in life is you're evaluating what has more good than bad. Why? Because you want your life to be more good than bad. That constant evaluation in your life never stops, and everything always changes. There's one constant of life, change. That's why I always tell you guys, you should value your flexibility at a very high level. Why? Because flexibility allows you to deal with change that's guaranteed in this world without totally destroying your life. But when you're too heavily committed and you don't have enough flexibility, you're going to realize the suffering of life when the honeymoon period ends. And again, at any time, any of us can be humbled. Okay, so there's only so much planning and research and positioning that you can do in your life. If any of us are dealt a bad enough hand, it's tough. But you can't focus on that. What do you focus on? Well, the honeymoon is a period after you've committed. So to live a better life, you have to do a lot of research before you commit. Okay. That means math and that means emotion. Okay. So like, I know girls that would feel up on a guy to see the size of his dick before they would have sex with him. Why? They were researching. Okay. So guys, it's like everyone's researching. Why? Because you're trying to prepare it. Like, how much are you really committed to this life? How much are you really going to let this person in your life or this thing in your life? That requires research, both mathematically and emotionally. You know what I mean? Trump's holding a pep rally today in New Jersey. It's all emotion. Okay. Some math in there. He got some statistics. I'm not mad at him. But I turned it off when he started bashing Obama for no reason. But I understand. That's okay. That's okay. I guess Obama did the same thing to Bush, I guess. So it's all politics. Even the honeymoon with someone you look up to, a pastor, a president, it only lasts a certain time. Most of the trolls who come on my channel, the honeymoon is over because initially they love me. They still love me. That's why they come back. But they're mad that I broke up with them. Okay. And you're going to see the most spiteful people in your life are the people that you decided are no longer good for you. You cut out of their life and now you need a restraining order against them. Why? Because they're toxic. Okay. They're toxic. When is the honeymoon over with YouTube? Look, I know many people that started a YouTube account. Then after about 6 months, they shut it down. Why? Because the honeymoon was over and they realized it's a job. Okay. They trolled people to say like, well, I can't believe like you're getting paid for it. And then they tried it and then they realized it was a job. And then they put their lazy ass back behind an anonymous profile with their other fake 10 email accounts for free Netflix. I know. I know a lot of people that start living out of their car because they say, oh, I'm not going to pay rent. Screw the landlord. They're always raising my rent. Screw mortgage companies. Then they got in their vehicle After 12 months, they're back in an apartment. Why? Because they realize, like, this is a lot of movement. I'm not saving that much money. I'm always in the public. I'm exhausted. I don't have any sanctuary to go back to. Dealing with, like, all types of people. Campgrounds are not as glorious as you think. So the honeymoon will end for everything in life. Okay. So again, you got to do a lot of research prior. You got to almost position yourself prior to commitment. And then once you go at something, like I always tell you, you have to have an exit strategy. And even when you commit, keep a level of flexibility. Why? Because stuff always hits the fan. Shit always hits the fan. You know, every trade deal that's negotiated, one side is always trying to keep a level of flexibility. Because, like, you know what I mean? It's just the way it is. People, your flexibility is your power. Okay. You're going to get your most screwed in life when you go on a car lot, you got bad credit, you got no other choice, and you're going to get screwed with a 23% interest rate in a loan. Have I been there yet? Why? No flexibility. Okay. So when the honeymoon is over, it's a shocking and scary thing because you realize, like, you're screwed. Okay. You committed to something and you hate it now. Okay. However, how do you also balance that? You have to remember nothing is perfect. So some people may hate marriage at certain times, but they also may hate being single. Some people may hate having a house and taking care of it, but they also may hate being homeless. Some people may, hate that they never have a house to go back to, but they should remember you also hated taking care of a house. You always have to remember, what are your alternatives? Now, there's no excuse to be in an unhealthy relationship. My mom stayed married a little bit too long just for the kids, and I think, thank God that she finally got divorced. A lot of insecure people are enablers, and they're stuck in a relationship with a toxic person, but it takes two to tango. Never have a child with someone that's in a bad state mentally. Okay. If they have OCD, they can't handle a child. They can't even handle going in the refrigerator and the label's not being right. Okay. A child's not going to make it better; it's going to make it worse. Okay. Same thing if you're not doing well financially. Child not going to make that better; it's going to make it worse. So when the honeymoon is over, the last thing you need to do is re-up on commitment, having a kid. When you're broke, the last thing you need to do is re-up on another loan. Guys, watch the commitment level, man, because the honeymoon always ends. Okay. And it's not that, like, you can avoid it. It's part of life. In the beginning, you're talking on the phone with someone. You love to see their text. Everything's magical. You know what I mean? They got the good panties on. You got the silk boxers. And now, they're running around with their period stained underwears and you're trying to bang someone else that you're texting on social media. And that's a mindset, not just with relationships, but with life. Sarah, I love you all my heart. Sarah knows. I wish Sarah could tell you all the things that she's been through in life, because she's been through a lot. And me and her very similar. She goes, this lifestyle isn't at all what you see on Instagram. Oh, definitely not. I remember direct messaging you on Instagram and telling you about it. Sarah, I want you to search. What was her name? What was her name? Oh, man, I found someone look just like you. Remind me of you. Damn it. I was thinking about it all day today, too. Jody West. Sarah, I found a porn star that looks just like you. At least that's what it looked like when we were talking. And I masturbated to her because I was thinking about you. Jody West. Jodi West. Okay? So, like, when you meet someone, you know what I mean? You think, well, I don't want to be with Sarah. I love Sarah. I don't want to be with anyone, guys. However, like, when I find someone that's cute, and I hope Sarah's a girl. Now, if she's not a girl, again, I want equal rights for everyone. But don't tell me you're a guy now, because I already masturbated to a porn star that looks like you. Jody West. Now, you may look better than Jody West, Sarah. Don't be mad if you think like you look better than Jody West. Because, guys, I think I look better than Nate from Van Life. I do. I mean, come on. Bob Wells, he's not even close to me, all right? So what I can tell you is, guys, I could clean up if I went to the women's RTR. However, guys, have you seen the women at the women's RTR, guys? Not impressed. They look like Bernie Sanders' wife. You know what I mean? It's crazy. All right, let's stay positive. Jody West, Sarah. Jody West, look it up. Let me know what you think. Do you look better than Jody West? Guys, how do we get down this road? Because the honeymoon's still on, man. In a virtual life, on YouTube, the honeymoon never ends. And when it does end, you just create another fake profile. And what do I say? Hey, as long as you're positive, it's good. But if you come in here asking me a million questions about BS, you're getting blocked. Why? Come on, guys. Honeymoon's over. All right, guys, I broke it down. I'm going to go all live comments because I think I gave you guys too much to handle. Some of you people who are beating your Bible but are overweight and you're committing gluttony, you're getting ready to quote me some scripture. Some of you people, most of you people are positive. So let me not even speak negativity because most of the people that I have met are overall positive. Sometimes the 10% of negative people really stain your spirit and they make it like curse all good people. Sarah says, I looked her up. Yeah, I can see it. Masturbate away. I did. Like I was just, it was good. It was good. It was good. I love you, Sarah. I don't want to get too graphic on here. Thank God I deactivated my social media though, because I don't want any, not from you, but other people were direct messaging me crazy stuff. But I love you, Sarah. You're a beautiful woman. And everyone else, you're beautiful too. All right, guys, I'm going to take a hydration break. And then we're going to read all live comments. Click that thumbs up button. Share the video. Subscribe if you're not. Why? Because, guys, every night I go live. I talk about the honeymoon. I talk about nomad life. I talk about, living below your means. And I talk about, porn. Everything, man. It's pretty fun. Deb. Good to see you, Deb. Hey, Sam. Juliana. Hey, Sam. Lila. Hey, Nomad. What's up, bro? Living good. How are you, Zach? Pause and effect. I like that name. Hello. Good to see you. Laura. Hey, Laura. Tippy Toe. Hello, Nomad. Hello to you. Juliana's very smart. Toxic people project their dookie onto others. That should be in the Bible, man. Juliana, great comment. Laura, do you feel the aftershocks, the 7.7 that hit Cuba? I didn't even know they had one. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't want to make fun of that. No, I didn't know they had an earthquake. I felt the aftershocks after I masturbated to Jody West and I was picturing banging Sarah. I felt that. I didn't feel anything from Cuba though. Hershey, hello to you. Hershey, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Laura, my research consists of, do you like to go fishing? Do you like to go camping? Are you a gentle soul? Oh, guys. Oh, all right. That's it. All I require is I would love to lean to if I only had to. Well, Laura, it sounds like you're going to date a guy who's good with kids and good with pets. But Hitler had a dog, and most guys I know that are good with kids are pedophiles. So what I could tell you is be careful judging guys by how good they are with pets and kids, okay? Bottom line is you want to see their credit. You want to see their credit report. Why? Because someone financial history will tell you their mindset. You want their references from their job. Ask to speak to their last two direct managers because how that person is at their job and how they are with you is going to be pretty similar. And then you want to know, do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? Do you have mental problems? Do they have mental problems? I think you're better off just masturbating. Lila, my family law hybrid electric run battery charges your vehicle. RAV4, some do, some don't. Zach, I got love for you. Tippy Toe, how do they know if you researched enough? If you have to ask that question, you haven't. It's like, when you used to go to the bar and you used to ask, well, how much does that cost? If you got to ask, you don't know. So what I could tell you is when in doubt, don't commit. That's what I tell you. Heather, love your channel. Well, I appreciate that positive comment. Thank you. Laura, toxic is really distracting. Also disaster. The honeymoon is over the second my lips seal and I mad look on my face from somebody being toxic at me. Laura, sounds like you have high anxiety and high stress. What do I tell you? Stay single, stack up your money, live an independent life, go on a cruise ship, flirt, but don't get seriously involved. Pause and effect. Stay away from toxic people. 100 emoji. Pursue positivity. Pause and effect. I like your name and I like your attitude. Good job. Laura, exactly. Positivity is far more creative and comes from a higher vibration and is so uplifting. If you don't feel those things, why are you here? Look, you need a little bit of negativity to push you a little bit. However, too much negativity will totally destroy your spirit. So it's like everything. You need a little bit of fat, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of salt. However, those things are addictive. A toxic person is addictive. So what do I tell you to do? Know your limits. And if you know you can't handle one scoop of chocolate chip mint ice cream, don't buy any. Why? Because you're going to eat the whole container and then you're going to blame them for destroying your life. But the problem is you overindulged on a toxic person and now your life's pretty much a disaster. Sarah, regarding living out of your vehicle, so true. This lifestyle isn't at all what you see on Instagram. Oh no. For me, I will take the hassles over being in a fixed location. Sarah, how long have you been living full time in your vehicle now? Most people need a lazy boy and a pizza. Juliana, also living full-time in a vehicle in Australia. I saw the spiteful side of my family members. Adult siblings, total disaster, Juliana. When I set a boundary, oh, that's when you're going to see it. Well, then said no to them. Oh, you're definitely going to see it then. Then I had to block them. I'm not mad at that. Next level revenge. Oh, yeah, they'll take their inheritance back just because I'm awake now. Guys, just remember, as soon as you stand up to a bully, they're going to take their money back, their gifts back, and they're going to want everything back, and they're going to look to hurt you. So make sure that you've positioned right in life because they're going to come after you. So you have to change your number. You have to have enough money that you don't depend on them because a spiteful person, they're coming back for you. Why? Because they know that no one else wants to deal with them. So they use their power, their money, and their leverage to control you because that's all they have in life. They don't have good character. Lila, lifestyle honeymoon, it romance. People 140 doesn't have sex. What? Love or friendship. Oh, remember Usher had this song? We could be lovers and friends with a great attitude or commitment. Oh, yeah. Smart people or psychopath? Well, there's a thin line. Like Martin Lawrence said, thin line between love and hate and thin line between a smart person and a psychopath. Sonia, I really needed this tonight. Good. Thank you. As I was feeling jealous of a married couple. Guys, as soon as you feel lonely, talk to a married couple. Totally throw up emoji. And then she goes, she was feeling jealous of a married couple that announced their pregnancy. Oh, I double threw up with their second child. Oh, they're totally in debt now. Every child costs $250,000 to raise them from 0 to 18. That doesn't include college or anything dramatic. It made me feel sad about my own life. You should celebrate. I'm behind in life. Hey, you ain't behind. Have you ever seen postpartum depression? Have you ever seen after the kids get out of high school how the parents deal with it? Have you ever seen someone rushing to an after-school program, rushing to their job, dealing with a spouse they don't want to have sex with? They're sleeping on the couch. It's a total disaster. So what I could tell you, Sonia, live your life, go on a cruise ship, flirt with guys, get your tubes tied, and live your best life. And adopt look, there's plenty of children to adopt. So all these people that said they're pro-life and they don't believe in a death penalty, guys, last time I checked, there's plenty of people to adopt, okay? There's plenty of people that, but let me tell you something. Like Marin knew, once you start bringing people into your home, you're going to realize, oh, shit. I don't want, look, guys. So what I could tell you is be careful before you commit because the honeymoon ends pretty quick. Pause and effect. Good night, all. Good. Thank you. Jay Bird, that's my guy. Hey, Sam. Is it safe to use the Wi-Fi at Starbucks without a VPN? Yeah, as long as you're not going to do banking. Like if you're just looking at YouTube or if you're just looking at Jody West because you want to masturbate to Sarah, that's not going to cause a problem. Now, if you're logging into your bank account, into your brokerage account, and you're, doing a lot of things, then you have to be cautious. So that's what I would say. Paula Roberts. Okay. Deb, I am working on the hustle to gain money. I'm not mad at that. So I can get away from a toxic person. Deb, you know what it was. You saw what I was saying. You have to position yourself to break away from a toxic person. However, even when things aren't 100% right, break away. Why? Because a toxic person will sense that you're preparing to leave them and they're going to corner you. And because they know a toxic person has like dog ears once they know that someone is getting fed up and they're getting ready to leave them. So what I could tell you is, even though I think homeless shelters are shit, even though I think older people shouldn't really be living in a vehicle if they don't have money, what I could tell you is this toxic person is going to sense when you're going to try and you're going to get cornered and you're never going to leave. However, look, living on your own is real. You can't have it both ways. So you're going to suffer no matter what. I'm not going to lie to you, Deb, that if you leave, you're not going to suffer. You're going to suffer. However, you're going to suffer the rest of your life if you stay. So you have to decide, do you want to deal with a little bit of suffering and then get over it? Or do you want to suffer for the rest of your life until you die? That's your choice. You can do it, but you just have to be mentally prepared. So good job. Sarah, April will be 2 years. All right. I got 1 year up on you, but I still love you, Sarah. Deb, don't forget, there's churches and there's programs out there that will help you. So, take the help. That's why I tell you guys, there are support systems. I was part of a church for 10 years. It blessed me. However, that season ends. Okay. So when you need help, you get into a support system. But however, a support system is when you're in an emergency and you need help and you have to eventually build your life so you don't always need to be in that support system. Okay. So just always remember that, guys. Lila, my friend James Golden, he's psychopath because it's hanging wrong crowd. Hang around trash and you're going to become trash. Good job. Shout out to showgirls. By the cops. Oh yeah, guys, total disaster. Jail, and who's going to bail them out? Yeah, I know people right now, okay, who are on SSI, disrespect their mother that they live with, okay, live rent-free, and they're trying to save some other drug addict who doesn't work, and they're staying in a hotel that pays day by day. So what I could tell you is, guys, I know people that their life's total disaster, and they turn their back on people who try to help them, and then they try to go help a psychopath that's worse than them. Why? Because they don't want to do the work of their own life. It's a deflection. So what I could tell you is, if you hang around trash, flush the toilet bowl, because you're going to become trash. Small RV adventures. What is the best way to direct message you? Basically, the only way to direct message me now is to become a Patreon, and you can send me a message there. I don't have any other social media. So it's either going to be a public comment on YouTube, or you're going to become a Patreon and then direct message me there. Gerald, no one will be in my home except my puppy. Well, Gerald, I'm not mad at that. When I hit about 25 and I realized I wasn't going to be in a relationship, I bought a dog. I let myself go. I got up to 350 pounds. I enjoyed 8 years of totally indulging and totally living that secluded life with just me and my dog. Is some of the best years of my life. Eating unhealthy food, living with my dog. It was great. However, that season ends, your dog dies, and then you realize you can't keep abusing your body, and you have to take care of your health. And so, like, gluttony is a sin, okay? So a lot of people blast me for cursing, for, talking about porn. However, your body is the temple of God, right? So why are you abusing it? However, look, we're all saved by the grace of God. I'd rather be with someone who's overweight and happy versus someone who has OCD and is skinny and anal. So what I could tell you is this. Some of the best years of my life were with my dog overeating. However, those years end, and you have to transition and evolve and reinvent yourself. However, enjoy every moment with your puppy, brother, because I totally understand. Love to you. Sonia, thanks, Sam. I love you. Juliana, the reason why buying a brand new car, again, scares me, scary emoji, is because the car I have now was the biggest impulse buy. You learned your lesson, or you're trying to. Good job. I don't regret the buy, but I regret not negotiating. Good job. Better at the dealership. All we can do is try to learn from the past, way to self-examine. Best of luck to you. Like I always tell you, the simple life is a discipline. It's not easy, even for me. I fail sometimes. It's true. It's not easy. We're constantly at war with human nature. Deb, I'm a poster child for work on yourself first. Good job. 4 kids. Okay, we have to go forward now. 4 kids, very little help. Okay. Toxic spouse, but we need a better life. That's right. Look, guys, I speak rough and passionate. However, once we've made certain decisions, we cannot focus on the past. We cannot beat ourselves up. All we focus on is now we go forward, okay? So even if you're totally screwed up in life, which we all have, myself included, all we can do now is focus on going forward. One thing I do like about the scripture, basically a person who tortured others wrote most of the New Testament, Paul the Apostle. He was basically a torturer, and some people say a murderer. What he said was he was the least deserving of God's grace, but he got it. He also said he wished he was dead, but for your sake, he's alive. So a lot of people who say like, oh, you should never believe in a death penalty or abortion. Paul the Apostle, who wrote the New Testament, most of it, he said he wished he was dead. However, he also said that above all else, he cannot focus on the past. He has to put all his energy on focusing on what lies ahead. So even if you've done some horrible things, made bad decisions, guys, all we can do now is focus on what lies ahead and go forward. Good job. Sonia, you are a great singer, Sam. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yep. Hence the hustle for a little help so we thrive. Well, if you need assistance, get assistance. That's what it's for. And that's why, look, we do have programs in America. That's what makes America great. However, just realize that when you get the assistance, they come with strings, and you want to try to use that assistance to get to a place eventually of independence. But guys, when you're in emergency mode, that's why we have programs in society, whether it's through a church, a nonprofit, government. Again, all those things come with strings attached. However, it's better have strings attached to a nonprofit organization than to a toxic person. So take the help and then do the work of your life, and eventually, hopefully, you become more independent over time. Lila, my friend James Golden, good job. 25 years because he sent me nasty things. Ooh, good job, Zach, aka Lila. Yep. So that way we can eventually give back to the folks. We'll take care of you. Pay it forward. Yep. But like I say, guys, self-care is a full-time job to the day you die. So the best way you pay it forward is just trying to be independent and then go from there. Guys, why do we pay taxes? Why do we do it? So that we have Social Security and programs for help. And even though it's all a game, guys, look, everything's a game. I know taxes are a game, money's a game, life's a game. However, look, society is still structured a certain way to try to keep organization. The bottom line is, don't feel bad about taking care of yourself. Especially, we are blessed to be in America, because look, there are programs. The programs can suck, but there's still programs to at least help you that you should never starve to death in America. Okay. So Get rid of the fear that you're going to starve to death. You're not going to starve to death. You may be in a shelter at times, or you may be, eating food stamps and not eating what you want at times, but you're not going to starve to death. You're going to die if you stay in a toxic, abusive relationship. So take the help, work on becoming independent, and then go from there. Good job. Gerald, Paul is the best. Thank God for his writings in the Bible. Hey, he also said that everything he wrote was not a commandment from God. It was just some of the things based on his own opinion. And I like that because he also wrote, Paul the Apostle wrote that women shouldn't speak in the church and that slaves should obey their slave master. So I think that, look, he was just preaching on the times. But guys, look, the Bible is just put together by the Roman Catholic Church under pressure from the Roman Empire because the Roman Empire wanted religion structured. So there's some great things in the Bible. Helped change my life. I share with you guys all the time. 10 years I was heavy in the church. However, good thing I read the Bible for myself and other religious texts of other religions and other circular thoughts, and saw that how if you don't counterbalance religion with critical thought and with common atheist society, you become a religious doctrine person who is controlling and manipulative. So you have to balance all those things out. Deb? Peace and love to you, Sammy. Well, same to you. One of the parts I loved about the Catholic Church was at the end of the Mass, they would say, peace be with you and also with you. And I've also had some friends who are Muslim who said that, and even Jewish. They said, shalom. So, you guys, look, peace be with you. Juliana, next will be a new car with plenty of new warranty for my new vehicle, which will probably be a Toyota hybrid. So I don't have initial loss when it's driven off the dealership. Well, just remember the hybrid batteries usually only have a 10-year life expectancy, and that will be your biggest maintenance on a hybrid vehicle. So I don't know if I'm going to go hybrid, motorhome, travel trailer, or just keep it as is, because they're all initial investment. Like I could get a brand new RAV4 hybrid for $40,000. I could also get a 2-year-old motorhome. I can get a brand new travel trailer and pull it for $10,000 or $15,000. Or you could just put that down and either rent a place or... But for me, I'm in doubt. So when in doubt, keep your flexibility because the honeymoon will end with a new hybrid, with a new RV, with a new house. So we know that the average honeymoon only lasts 6 months to a year. Your biggest asset in life is your savings account, is your mental health, your lack of commitments, your physical health, taking care of yourself. The less you have to take care of, the more you can take care of yourself. That's flexibility. Guys, that's what you want to keep because the honeymoon always ends. Good job. Gerald, Sammy, what is your ethnicity? 100% Italian. Giuliano, thinking a 1-year-old car. I'm not mad at you. That doesn't sound too bad. All right, guys, I think I read all the live comments. I think we learned a lot tonight. I want everyone to look up Jody West and don't be masturbating to Sarah because that's what I do. Giuliano, yes, when in doubt, go without. I totally agree. All right, guys, I love everyone. Okay, I want you to have a great night. I want you to do the best you can in life. You fall, you get back up. Keep positive people around you. If you can't find anyone positive, nothing wrong with walking by yourself for a level of the journey because that will build your confidence and your independence. There's a certain point of your journey that you have to walk alone. However, there's also parts of your journey where you need a support system, and we all need the grace of God. Giuliano, yes, when in doubt, we go without. Never forget it. Tom, oh, my tie emoji. Well, brother, I'm not mad at that. God bless. Stay positive. Giuliano, love and respect to you also. God bless.